What's up everybody, Zach here with Soya Quilting. In this video I'm going to show you how to make this awesome simple gifts quilt. Let's get started. Something about this that I want to point out before we actually get into the sewing is this is a super simple project. The entire quilt, let's see, is right there. It's one big block, which is really nice. If you're a beginning quilter, this is a project for you. Something cool about this pattern is it actually gives you the ability to make two different quilts. You've got this one here, which is a really nice size 90-90 quilt. And then this one behind me is a 60 by 60. Two different size options, same pattern for both. Now, I'll get this out of the way and we'll get started. Excuse me, Ian. Oh, no. There we go. As far as cut down goes for this, it's super easy. You're gonna take your Vegas strip and cut it down into 6.5 inch squares. And then for your background fabric, you're gonna be cutting that into some 6.5 inch squares as well, some 12.5 inch strips and some 18.5 inch strips. I'm gonna let you pause the video and go ahead and take care of that and then come right back and we'll keep going. Boom, you're back. That was fast. All right, now we're going to be assembling our block. And we're gonna be making a 9 patch, so really straightforward. I'm just gonna kind of randomly scatter these ones around. I'm using solids here, but obviously you can use any Vegas strip you would like. And depending on what you use is obviously going to make a big difference in the final presentation. If you have a Vegas strip that has a lot of medallions or like bigger prints, you could even fussy cut those out to make them like centerpieces on the quilt. A lot of options available. There we go. So like I said, first part of this, we're gonna get our 9 patch laid out how we like and then sew our rows together. So with that done, I'm now going to take some clips and clip these rows together. Now that we have our 9 patch put together, we're going to set that aside and we're going to take our 12.5 inch pieces and our 18.5 inch pieces, and what you're going to do with these is you are going to take another 6.5 inch square and you're going to sew it onto the end of each of your 12.5 and 18.5 inch pieces. Start with my 12.5 inches. Same thing with the other one. Set those aside for 1 second. And now we'll do the same thing with our 18 inch pieces, or 18.5 inch pieces. Now you've got those sewn together, the next step is we're going to take our 18.5 inch pieces and we're going to take our remaining squares of white and add that on after our colored piece. Now the next step is to take our 9 patch and we're going to start off with the 9 patch and the strips with the 12.5 inch piece on them. What you're going to do is you're going to sew your 12.5 inch pieces on either side of your 9 patch, and then your longer strips here are going to go on the opposite sides, just like that. The thing to keep in mind here is that the colored square on all of these strips should all have kind of the same orientation. So what I mean by that is, like right here, I got my strip and my colored piece. And the colored piece is on the right side of this strip. So if we move to the next one, the colored piece on the right side of this strip, coming around, right side of this strip, and so on. You just don't want these to get flip-flop like that, or you're gonna end up with a different quilt. We're gonna start off with our shorter pieces. I'm gonna sew these on. Now I've got those on, I'm going to move on to the longer strips, and again, the exact same process here. And there you have it. Yes, that's it. And there you have it. Our block here is finished and it's looking really good, especially for being such a simple project. Now for the small quilt here, you've got a 2 by 2, and for the bigger quilt, it's just a 3 by 3 of this same block. All right, hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please like and subscribe. The pattern for this, as always, is free in the description below, as well as a link to get some Vegas strips of your own on our website. Thank you so much, guys. I'm Zach, teaching how to sew like a pro. We'll see you next time here at Soya Quilting.